Good morning, Flint Hill. Today is Tuesday, February the 2nd, 2021, and we are so glad you are here. Today is Groundhog Day, and we've got some special things coming up for you about Groundhog Day. If you don't know what we're talking about, you will when you leave this show today. A couple of announcements. I want to remind everyone to please keep reading for the Malcolm Mitchell Reading Bowl. I've got some exciting information to pass on. And no, it's not the totals for the week. Still waiting on those. But I had Miss John call me and let me know that her class has read 492 total minutes. And she wants to highlight a special member of her class, Kennedy Hines. Kennedy has read 260 minutes all by herself. Good job, Kennedy. Thank you for participating with us in the Malcolm Mitchell Reading Bowl. Boys and girls, keep reading. We're really excited about that. Make sure you're following the 3 W's. That's really important. Remember to continue to do that so we can be back in person soon. Also, as I had mentioned yesterday, this is a busy month for us. Lots of stories going on. Today's Black History highlight will be coming to us from our very own Miss Jordan Drake. She works for us in the Newton County school system, and you might also know her husband, Mr. Drake, who works with 4th and 5th grade. So we look forward to hearing what she's going to talk to us about today. We're also going to have a story from Miss McNulty and Miss Cannon about Groundhog Day. Lots of great information, boys and girls. And all week long, please make sure that you do thank a counselor if you speak with one this week or anytime this month, boys and girls. Make sure you thank our counselors because it is National Counselor Week. And it's also a birthday. And I bet you didn't know this, but this week celebrates the birthday of the Newton County school system. On February the 7th, Newton County School System will turn 150 years old. So we're working on something really special for Friday in regards to the birthday of our school system. So stay tuned for that. So boys and girls, have a great day. Enjoy your day. And we will see you back here on WPTV tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Dr. Mary Elaine Jordan Drake. I graduated in 1984 from Payne College in Augusta, Georgia, with a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. Payne College was founded in 1882 by the leadership of the Methodist Episcopal Church South with the guidance of Bishop Lucius Henry Hosey. Payne College has changed my life by giving me the educational foundation that I needed to become a successful educator and teacher. Payne College has given me the knowledge and skills that empowered me to obtain a master's degree in education, an education specialist degree in educational leadership, and lastly, a doctorate degree in educational leadership. Some notable alumni of Payne College are Louis Lomax, who was the first African American television journalist, John Wesley Gilbert, who was an American archaeologist who was the first graduate of Payne College, the first African American professor of that school, and the first African American to receive an advanced degree from Brown University. Dr. Joseph E. Lowry, he was an American minister in the United Methodist Church and leader in the Civil Rights Movement. He founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others.
Good morning, Wolfpack. Chief Meteorologist Memoji in the Wolfpack Weather Center. Today is Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. Just hanging out here this morning, guys, waiting to see if Puxatawny Phil sees his shadow. Check back tomorrow to see if we're going to have an early spring. I have your local forecast coming up next. Boys and girls, I don't know if the groundhog is going to see his shadow today, but more than likely we will be able to see our shadow here in our Flint Hill area. Today's high is 45 degrees. Tonight's low is 25, but lots and lots of sunshine. So bundle up and get outside. See you guys in the morning. Have a great day.
Please stand and pay respect to our flag and country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America,
of the Republic,
which stands
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Rise and shine, Wolfpack! It's Groundhog Day. Did you know that the first official Groundhog Day celebration took place on February 2nd, 1887 in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania? It was the brainchild of a local newspaper editor named Clymer Fraze, who sold a group of businessmen and groundhog hunters, known collectively as the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club, on the idea. The men trekked to a site called Gobbler's Knob, where the inaugural groundhog became the bearer of bad news when he saw his shadow. Nowadays, the yearly festivities in Punxsutawney are presided over by a band of local dignitaries known as the Inner Circle. Its members wear top hats and conduct the official proceedings in the Pennsylvania Dutch dialect. They supposedly speak to the groundhog in groundhogese. Every February 2nd, tens of thousands of spectators attend Groundhog Day events in Punxsutawney. In Georgia, we have our own groundhog. His name is General Beauregard Lee, and he lives at Dawson Trails in Jackson. In 2011, PolitiFact said that General Lee was more accurate than Punxsutawney Phil. General Lee had a 60% more accurate prediction of an early spring between the years of 2001 to 2010 compared to Phil's 30%. So do you think General Lee is going to see his shadow? If he sees his shadow, that means we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter weather, but hopefully he won't see his shadow, which means we'll have an early spring. Tune in on tomorrow's news show to see if you were right in your prediction whether General Lee saw his shadow or didn't. And now we have Ms. McNulty reading as Jeffrey Groundhog predicts the weather.
Hello, Flint Hill. I'm really excited to get to read to you again, and today is Groundhog Day, February 2nd. I know that you have been learning about it already, but I'm excited to read y'all a book. And first I want to show you a nonfiction book on groundhogs. And this is a groundhog. Kind of so ugly they're cute, but see? And one of the things I learned, because we learn facts in nonfiction, is that a groundhog's teeth never stop growing. Their teeth grow their entire life. And here is a picture of a real groundhog coming out of his burrow, right? They live underground, but when he comes up out of his burrow. It's like a tunnel. And another really cool fact that I learned is that they hibernate for on average 150 days. That's like 5 months. That's like half of our school year. That is a really long time. And I bet most of you remember what the word hibernate means. It means to sleep all winter. We've talked before about bears hibernate, and we've talked about other animals that hibernate. So think about it. When I'm through reading afternoon show, it'd be interesting to see how many of y'all can tell your teachers another animal that hibernates in addition to a bear and a groundhog. So that was our nonfiction book with facts and pictures of a real groundhog. And now we're going to read our fiction book about Jeffrey Groundhog. And you can tell this is fiction. One of our clues is, look, the animals are dressed in clothes, and you're going to see that they talk. And we know animals don't talk like people, and they certainly don't wear clothes. So our title page, Jeffrey Groundhog Predicts the Weather, by Bruce Koshniak. Here he is, sleeping all winter. And let's find out what happens next. It's a new book. Sometimes the pages stick. Okay, here we go. One morning after a long winter's nap, Jeffrey Groundhog popped out of his burrow to look for his shadow. It was February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Jeffrey remembered what his mother had told him. If you see your shadow on Groundhog Day, go back to sleep because winter will last 6 more weeks. Now, if there's no shadow, spring will soon be here. Jeffrey hurried into town to tell the newspaper editor, Merton, to tell him that he had not seen his shadow. So, no shadow? So that means spring's almost here. Is that it? Asked Merton Moose. And the story ran in that afternoon's Daily Gazette newspaper. And look, the headline, first there he is talking to the editor. And the headline is, Groundhog says, no shadow, which means spring has sprung. Within a few days, the weather turned warm, the snow melted, and the ground thawed. Spring had truly sprung. Well, predicting the weather's easy, said Jeffrey. The following winter, Jeffrey dozed snug as a bug, dreaming groundhog dreams in his warm nest at the bottom of his burrow. There he is, sleeping away. No, Mrs. Hen, you're going to have to wait till February 2nd for Jeffrey's forecast. Yes, Mr. Duck, we'll let everyone know if Jeffrey sees his shadow. So there's Merton answering questions. Toward the end of January, folks started looking for clues as to what Jeffrey might predict. Remember, we talk about prediction a lot. So predict is to guess what is going to happen in the future. Or when we're reading a story, predict what's going to happen later in the story. So they're wondering, if he's going to predict winter or spring. As Groundhog Day drew near, television cameras and lights were moved into place around Jeffrey's burrow. And this year, everyone would be able to watch the biggest, groundhogiest Groundhog Day ever. Look, they're having all kinds of things going on because Groundhog Day is coming. They're selling television so people can watch it. And there are all kinds of signs saying just 1 week to go. Jeffrey's handsome picture had been popping up all over the news. So they're even using his picture to sell things. They're selling running shoes, and they're selling breakfast drinks, and they're selling sunglasses, all with Jeffrey's face. Bright and early on Groundhog Day morning, everyone waited for Jeffrey. Anybody seen the groundhog yet? Hello, Jeffrey. Hey, where's the groundhog? 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. 3 hours passed, and yet still no Jeffrey. Jeffrey! Hello, Jeffrey! Are you home? Cried Merton. Jeffrey, are you down there? Oh no, I've overslept. Oh no, groaned Jeffrey, and he flew out of bed and he dashed up to his door and out of the burrow. Look what he found. Look at all the TV cameras and all the lights, and it is just commotion. It's chaos. There's so much going on. But Jeffrey made his grand appearance. Jeffrey, Jeffrey, cried Merton. What'd you see? Was there a shadow? I don't know, said Jeffrey. With all the cameras and the lights and everybody crowding around, I could hardly see the ground in front of me, much less my shadow. So guess what the newspaper said? Groundhog doesn't have a clue. I don't know what I saw, says Jeffrey. Was there a shadow? Weather picture is muddled. So that means they don't know if they should expect spring or if they should expect winter to continue. Now things were really up in the air weather-wise. Nobody knew whether to bring out the golf clubs or the snow shovel. No one knew whether to wax his skis or his surfboard. And no one had a clue whether to plug in the electric fan or the electric blanket. All weather reports were canceled. So there they are. Some of them are doing winter things. Some are doing spring and summer things. They don't know what's coming next. Jeffrey, this is causing major problems, muttered Merton. We need your prediction now. Oh, all right, moaned Jeffrey. I'll have my answer by this afternoon. So look what it says on the newspaper. The headline says, Jeffrey says winter in 6 more months. It's official. Put your spring clothes in mothballs. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt. So, Jeffrey, how could you predict that the winter will last 6 more weeks? Asked Rebecca Raccoon. No one was certain if there was a shadow or not. Did you guess? No. Well, did you make a study of how weather works? Asked Sunny Squirrel. Nope, said Jeffrey. To be honest, I called my mom. On Groundhog Day, she always looks for her shadow too. There she is. There are the friends asking him questions. There's his mom. He's calling her. Phew, said Jeffrey. Predicting the weather's very tiring. I had better get back to my nest for a nap. Because remember, his mom saw the shadow, so that means 6 more weeks of winter. And that is exactly what Jeffrey did. And that was Jeffrey Groundhog Predicts the Weather. And I hope you liked it. Fiction, pretend, nonfiction, real groundhog. All right. I hope you guys have a great Groundhog's Day. I miss you very much, and take care. Bye.